Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Rare on Air Stories. In this weekly series, we will shine a light on the stories of people living with a rare disease. I'm your host, Lise Pernin, and in today's episode, we will hear Katie's story.
My name is Katie, and I was diagnosed with CMTC when I was 5 months old. I am now 30 years old and have lived with markings down the right side of my body and the left side of my face, neck, and skull all of my life. I've had a few complications from my CMTC. The entire right side of my body, the affected side, is smaller in bone length and muscle girth. In my right arm and hand, I deal with some swelling that can be exacerbated by the heat. All of my marks are temperature affected, and they turn a lovely purple colour in the cold and a very vibrant red in the heat. Additionally, I have a fine motor disability in my affected and dominant hand, which can make things like writing, typing, and using day-to-day items very painful. Through work with teachers and disability departments, I've had very few challenges in schools getting the accommodations I need, such as speech-to-text software, additional time on exams, and other tools and technology for this issue. One ongoing treatment is the laser surgery I receive on my face. When I was 12 years old in 2005, it was recommended I start using laser surgery to remove the marks on my face near my eyes. This is a procedure I still receive every few months in 2023. Though this has been a long journey, the marks on my face have dramatically faded, and with the surgery, my ophthalmologist feels my risk for glaucoma has decreased. I've been very lucky to have a supportive environment growing up. My parents encouraged me to choose my own clothes from a young age, which helped foster a sense of normality with my marks. I spent some years explaining to children my age that I had a birthmark, and as I got older, explaining what a vascular malformation was. While my confidence in my marks and skin helped me to use those moments as teaching opportunities, and I rarely dealt with teasing after I shared my story. This was helped by attending small schools where everyone knew each other, so I rarely had to repeat my story to classmates over and over. However, I have spent many years working with many doctors who have never heard of CMTC and struggle to work with a young woman as an equal when having a conversation about an unknown matter. This was probably one of my biggest challenges from the ages of 15 to 22, getting doctors to listen to me about my condition when they had not heard of it, especially when the first thought was often an allergic reaction or burn. As I have aged, I have gained confidence and skill in advocating for myself when working with doctors who don't know my condition. I also now have an amazing team working with me. I often find when I am referred to a new doctor, my team works to find someone willing to learn, do research, and listen to a patient when needed. Overall, though CMTC has presented some challenges in my life, I was still able to participate in all the activities, sports, and recreational passions I desired. I played soccer, basketball, rugby, and volleyball, rode and swam throughout my life. I also enjoyed school and have been highly involved in the school government, music programs, and peer support programming throughout my education. I moved across the country for my post-secondary education, building another network of friends and colleagues, and joined more volunteer and athletic opportunities. Though CMTC has been a major part of my life, I've never felt like it held me back from pursuing my passions.
You have been listening to an episode of Rare on Air Stories, a weekly bonus series of Rare on Air, a monthly podcast by Eurordis Rare Diseases Europe. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, you can listen to one of our weekly episodes that are published throughout the Rare Disease Day campaign. If you would like us to feature your story in this podcast and on our social media channels, don't hesitate to submit it on our website. Make sure to subscribe.